I said, do you want to save your marriage? He said, yes. I said, can you place your wife's happiness above your own? He said, I don't think I can do that. I said, you probably won't stay married then.
If a woman's submission is based on a man's leadership, then what is his ability to lead based on? Trip?
His ability to submit. I think we've already established that tone in this conversation. I think in order to be an effective leader, you need to know when to move out the way.
Oh, that's good.
Because, you know, and it's not to refute what anybody else is saying, but I don't think it's always the man who has the vision in a relationship. And I don't think it's always him that's supposed to. If let's say my lady is a lawyer, she pulling in 150 a year. The vision is clear. We're gonna need a few more years of what you got going on before we start talking about who I'm supposed to be and what I got going on. And if I need to lead by moving out of her way so she can accomplish some things to better us, then I need to be strong enough to do that. I think a lot of men lead from an egotistical place where it's about what I want, not about what we need.
What you want and what you need is to be in a position of power in your relationship.
Tell us the truth!
He's a young guy. I'm talking to y'all from an OG perspective. I grew up with a lot of homies, man, who dad was in a sucker position. Not necessarily with their mama, but with his wife. Sometimes it was their mama, sometimes it was the next woman. Sucker situation, beta male situation. See, if the woman is the breadwinner and you fall back and stop focusing on everything, then the house is in her name. The cars are in her name. You ever seen a man with a woman and she driving the coldest drop top you ever seen in your life and he driving some old Chevy truck? Now the old Chevy truck kind of clean, but he driving some old Chevy truck. And every time he see the new Chevy Silverado, he looking at it like a kid telling me, that's my car. I'm gonna get me one of them one day, boy. I want to get me one of them. I'm gonna talk to the wife about it. If you're a man and before you do something, you got to say, let me go talk to my wife about it. You're in a bad situation.
And so I just asked him, I said, do you love your wife? He said, yes. I said, do you want to save your marriage? He said, yes. I said, can you place your wife's happiness above your own? He said, what do you mean? I said, I mean, are you willing to place her dreams, her wishes, her desires above your own? He said, I don't think I can do that. I said, you probably won't stay married then.
That's the most alpha response you can give to that. I don't think I can do that. You shouldn't be able to do that. You know what kind of fool you got to be to go into a situation and say, I'm going to put this woman's hopes and dreams and aspirations above my own. You're pretty much saying, I'm going to go into this situation and I'm going to be a helpmeet. Now, remember, this is one of those R&B dudes. You know those R&B cats with all that. They're the ones with that, I give you the sun, the rain, the moon, the stars, and the mountains. Those are the guys. Forever, my lady. Those are the guys. Girl, I love you. Those guys. No matter what you do, those are the guys. Last night, me and my woman. Those guys. Only to find out in the real world, man, that shit don't work.
What made you not want him? I thought he was too nice. I thought I would walk all over him. I don't know what it is. There is this thought out there. I want me a soldier. I want me a hard dude. And those are the worst guys to get because they're not nice to you. And you get a nice guy and you're worried like, I don't want him. Why wouldn't you want a nice guy? I mean, they always say nice guy finish last. That's because women are foolish.
God tells us that the greatest among us shall be the least among us. Great doesn't always mean being first. That's why God has us open doors and pull out chairs, because these actions require somebody to decrease. And if you understand that, decreasing actually propels you in the relationship.
Man, God ain't never said nothing about no open no doors and pull out chair. You see what I'm saying? You see how these guys will just throw anything out there to acquiesce to the expectations and the fantasy ideology of a woman. Man, somebody pull it up. Somebody show me in any version of, show me in the Bible, show me in the Apocrypha, show me in the Quran, show me anywhere where it says, man, pull out the chairs and open the doors for your woman. Of course, it advances you in a relationship. Why? Because when you decrease yourself, you give the woman control. Every woman loves control. Ain't no woman gonna cry about control. No, I don't want control. You give her control, she gonna take all of it. Even if she can't handle it, she gonna take it. She'll take the control and mess everything up. Because being in control feels so good. The responsibility of being in control never dawns on her. Unless she's an independent woman. And then by that point, that part, the responsibility of control has ruined her. The responsibility of being in control, it takes the femininity away from a woman.
Happy. They used to come in my office and say, I'm leaving him because he's beating me. I'm leaving him because he abused my children. I'm leaving him because he's homicidal. Now they come in my office, they say, I'm leaving because I'm not happy. You're not happy? Who told you you was gonna be happy? What does that have to do with anything? Who do you know in your life that is happy all the time? You quit because you weren't happy? Nobody can count on you past happy.
What you hear in TD Jakes' quick rant here is that he agrees that unless the most egregious thing happens in a relationship or marriage, that a woman should be there. She should be in it to win it. But this is so far from what he's always traditionally said. Traditionally, he's been like, hey, you can do whatever you want to do. Don't worry about what you've done. Now that you are a new woman, you know, they believe in this born again virgin and born again, all these other ways they can be reborn. Now you deserve the best things that a woman could hope to get. All the while, man, they knew they were being unrealistic. It's almost as if they fed into this idea that men don't have standards, or let's see what we could do to make men not have standards anymore. Let's see if we could take those men who wanted a certain type of woman and make them accept any type of woman. Let's see if we can take those men who had certain demands of their woman to accept anything from their woman. Let's see if we can make these men who held themselves in high enough regard to demand a woman who's in a high regard. Let's see if they'll just say, okay, well, no matter what regard I'm in, I can be on level 10, but I'll take a woman on level 1. And that never worked. They made a lot of money off of it, but it never worked. And now they can't make money off of it. Why? Because women have come to the realization that the highest quality men are not going to accept that foolishness. Now, am I saying that it's going to make them change? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that these two guys realize that there's a bigger market if you start saying some things that are logical so that you could draw men in as well. But I'm going to tell y'all like this. Y'all did a whole lot on the other side to make women believe what they believe, to perpetuate their idiotic ideas. You did that. So you got to do a whole lot more than say a couple of things. Y'all got to put in some work if y'all want us to accept y'all back on this side, man, because y'all have been out there, man. We looking at y'all like, man, hold up, wait a minute. Now, granted, at least you guys have more sense than Derrick Jackson. He didn't try to do anything until his stuff just hit the fan. And that's the thing. And now he's stuck on that side because he didn't clarify and verify with us before it hit the fan. Now we sure enough don't want him now because everything that he ever did blew up in his face. You see what I'm saying? Everything he's ever did is blown up in his face. So now we need you two guys to do a little bit more. We ain't accepting you over here. You ain't finna come over here and we be like, man, what's up, brother Jakes? What's up, brother Harvey, man? Y'all come on over. No, we need a little bit more.
We don't believe you. You need more people.
But it is good to finally at least see y'all realize that the realization that you were preaching to women didn't pan out in their lives. So even the ones who were getting married, they were marrying men they didn't want to marry because the men who they wanted to marry wouldn't marry them. See, just getting married, just having a husband, that ain't enough. If you can't have the type of person you want, what's the purpose? Man, you might well be by yourself. But this whole perpetuation of, okay, just go ahead and, as long as he do this and as long as he do that, deep down inside, every woman has a man that she wants. And just because she married a man that she doesn't want does not mean that she's not going to still go be with a man that she wants. So what's the purpose? That's my main problem. It's not that what happened to the women. It's the fact that you put men in these situations where a woman will accept a man that she don't even like And with the idea that he's going to continue to cater to her and cater to her and cater to her, and that's going to be okay. So you got this man on the hook with a woman who never did like him in the first place. So you're telling women, act like you like him.
Act like you like him.
And the problem with all of that is it's the same thing you're saying right now. See, to the naked ear or to the plugged ear, this sounds like red pill talk, but it ain't. This is a man who's saying, okay, I done got y'all into all these marriages now. I done got y'all into all these marriages. Now y'all want to get out of them. You can't get out of them because they're going to make it seem like the word going to spread that I done put you in bad situations. And you know what happened when you give people advice and to put them in a bad situation? When they start talking, nobody else wants your advice because they start hearing the horror stories of doing what you tell them to do, doing what you advise them to do. So this ain't no about face on Bishop Jake's part. This is him, man, just trying to buy into a popular ideology. If you notice, a lot of these guys, since the red pill rhetoric and all of that got a boost into the public persona and into the public eye, then now everybody knows what it is. So when you hear these guys getting a little piece of it, man, they ain't about shit, nothing. They just taking some new information and trying to inject it into what they've already told women, because the bottom line is, anytime you put someone in a situation where they believe a falsification of the facts, the truth is going to come back and bite them on the ass. There ain't nothing you can do about it. So to all you guys who are believing that what you hear is men who are changing and doing an about face, no, one of them, you hear a man that's trying to, save face with the bad situations he's put a bunch of people in, and another one is just feeling sorry and feeling regretful for the fact that he willingly and knowingly settled for a wife who really went into him like that, and she was just with him for the bag. So when you hear these guys flipping sides, they ain't really flipping sides, man. They're just trying to run game. And if you don't understand what you're hearing, then you'll fall for the trap. You'll fall for the okie doke. But over here in the Alphasphere, hey man, we know it when we see it. We know authenticity. Why? Because we authentic. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.